Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily, and today I'm going to show you how to play Baby It's Cold Outside on the guitar just by yourself. Chord melody arrangement, jazzy, very fun, will certainly impress people at the holiday Christmas parties this year. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, check us out. Maybe I'll do a few more of these. I did one for Christmas time is here already. I thought that was very fun. I hope you did too. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm playing my Fender Player Plus Telecaster through my Tone Master Super Reverb. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So if you saw my tutorial for Christmas Time is Here, I do in fact think the song is more difficult in some ways, easier in others. I think the bridge if you can get the bridge for Christmas Time is Here, you can play this whole song. All right, so I'm going to start on the, that is the, get everything in frame over here. Oh God, I think I broke my toe. So I got my middle finger on the D string, and I'm going to start with a slide up for, so what I have there, I am sliding from the 2nd fret of the D string, sliding up to the 6th fret of the D string, where I am going to lay my ring finger down on the 6th fret of the G string, and I'm going to pluck, while I do that, the A, D, and G to get that chord. That is an A major 7th. Work on staying in frame. And the reason I'm using those fingers, you could use your pointer and middle instead. You could use that. I don't. So after the chord, I am going to pluck the open B string, and then I'm going to put my pinky down. So it kind of depends on whether or not you use your pinky. So I have A major 7th, open B string. I'm putting the pinky down on the 7th fret of the D string. That's an A note. And that's a pretty hard thing to get, but you can get it. I have faith in you. And then we're going to go down 2 frets and do an open strum. Nice. And hit every note except for the low E there. And then we have a little bit of a pull off on a triplet here. So we're going to start with our 3rd finger on the G string 6th fret. So we're pulling off on the 6th string to the 4th string. And then we're putting our pinky down on the 7th fret of that D string. So. And And then the next chord is a little A6. That is the 4th fret on the D string and the 2nd fret on the G string. Wait, is that? No, it's not right. Sorry. I was getting ahead of myself. It is back to the open A. It's back to the A major 7th. So let's play it again. And then we go down to hit an A note. Oh. So then we have the open. We're going to go hit the A note on the G string there. That is the, as you can see, the open, the 2nd fret on the G string. And so then we're going to hit a chord there. That's an A6. And then we're going to hit a little bit of a walk there. So we're going to hit open 2. So that section there is. So the whole section, the whole first bar is. And that's, I really can't stay, baby, it's cold. Baby, it's cold outside. So now, yeah, you got the whole first part. And now we're going to move to a B minor 7th. So that is this chord right here. It's a bar chord. It's like a full B minor, but we're going to pull off our pinky there. And what we're going to be playing is. So let's slow that down a little bit more. So we have the B minor 7th, but then we're going to be immediately pulling off our middle finger. And then laying our pinky down where it would normally be. It's kind of probably pretty hard to see. And then we're going to be making this little fun triangle shape. It's an E7. That's down 7th fret of the A string, 6th fret of the D string, 7th fret of the G string. Then we have another little triplet boy. So we are on the G string there. Instead of doing a hammer, instead of doing a pull off, it's a slide. So 7, 6, open. So. And then we're going to go back to the B minor. So instead of doing a pull off, we're just going to hold the B minor. And then we're going to B minor 7th, and then we're going to lay that pinky down, turning it into a voicing of a normal B minor. And then we're going to do another little walk up. And I like to do that with my index finger because it puts me into good position for the next thing. But all together so far we have. Then the next section is very similar to the first, starts out very similarly to the first section with the A major 7th. So the open 6/6 going into the open B string, then laying the pinky down to hit that 7th fret on the D string, and then the open A6/9 chord, then that triplet again, going back into the A major 7. So that's just like what we had before, but instead of going back down, we hit the high E string. I'll just play it for you. How does that sound? How does that sound? Yeah, so let's break that down. So we have already. So we had the open major 7th there. Now we're going to play an A6, which is very similar, but instead of having the 6th fret on the D string, we've moved down to the 4th fret, but we still have that open A. Yeah, so we have high E, 7th fret on the D, and then we have this interesting chord. It is an E minor 7th. So that is open, low E, which we haven't hit much this song. And then we have on the D string, the 5th fret, and then on the G string, the 4th fret. And we hit them all, plug them all together. So. And then you do a fun reach with the pinky. I love that. I love doing that. I always feel so fancy when I do that. That's a 13th chord. I call a 13th chord is a fancy 7th chord. So then we have the 13th chord, which is so it's like a 7th chord, and then we add the pinky up there on the 7th fret there. So it's an A13. So we have a 5th fret on the low E, 5th fret on the D, 6th fret on the G, 7th fret on the B, and then we pluck the open. These are all quarter notes, but we kind of swing them. So we pluck that chord with our fingers. We reach up and get that open E string, high E. Go back to that E minor. Then we get a normal A7. And that was that whole section. So to this point we have. Nice. So next, this is the part that always kind of trips me up a little bit. Like in the memorization, it trips me up. But once you get it, and it's great. This is, so I never, don't make the mistake of barring the D major 7th here. So like you can see it's not a lot of stuff happening. I'm sorry if that was not completely in view. My sincerest apologies. I'll make sure that's completely in view while I do that. I probably fell a little bit out there. But it's not that hard. It's just remembering which bass note to hit is really, really key there. So pay special attention to your picking hand there. So I take my my 4-3, that's 4, 3, 2 fingers, and I just lay them across the high E, B, and G string there. So, and then I pluck the G string, the D string, and then you lift up. So yeah, maybe I just go up to the next pickup for a little bit. So it's just kind of a little bit of it feels almost like a dance. I'm playing the D major going to the D6, you're going between a D major 7th and a D6 chord there. But you're really only hitting that high E string the first time you play. So the first time you're gonna pluck the high E, the B, and the G, and then after that you're just gonna hit the D, the B, and the E, and then you're gonna pluck the G twice, and then you're gonna release the these two fingers, and you're just gonna have your middle finger there, and you're going to pluck the D, G, and B. And you can kind of play that to your feel, but those are kind of the most important elements of it. And then you kind of repeat that, but instead of having, you're going to move the top strings down a fret. So then I bar with my index finger there. And then, so. And then the third time you do it, it's the same top strings, but you move your thumb down to the A string. But you don't do it quite as long. You actually only do that for one bar now that I've done it. Oh. So, I actually forget what the words are, but there will be pacing the floor, so really I better scurry. And then we move to a F sharp minor 7th on scurry. So we pluck. I'm just barring basically. You can bar the whole thing if you want to, but I like to bar the low bass notes separately from the rest of the notes, and I like to hit it twice. Scurry. I like to accentuate scurry, and then go through it again to kind of just give it a little flourish. And then the next chord is, I had that written down, a B7th. And it's the maybe just have a drink more. Maybe just a half a drink. So that's that chord is you use all the fingers pretty much. It is, I do middle finger 2nd fret of A string, ring index finger 1st fret of D string, and then I have ring finger 2nd fret of G string, open B string. That's important because that's going to be our melody note for the rest of that segment there. So we really want to make sure that rings out and that's open. Do not let that string get muted. And then the high E string with the pinky there. And then I like to do a nice, yeah. So maybe just a half a drink, and you can do that chord again one more time. Maybe just a half. I like to sweep it the first time and pluck it the second time. Maybe just a half a drink more. And then for more, maybe just a half a drink more. You would release the index finger to turn it into a B minor 7th. And you're playing stuff you already do. So you go right back into. this is where it changes again. So when you get into the, I don't even know what you would call that section technically. Let's call it a B section. And those are the chords. So basically you're going into that chord section faster the second time around, that B7 to B minor 7th. And then this is where you can either end it or you can go back through the song again. Like if I were playing a gig, and this is what I do go back to this camera. When I play gigs where I do solo guitar stuff like this, and I do get gigs where I do that and I get paid for them quite well. Might surprise some people. I will play these songs like this for a very long time because no one's paying attention to me. People will notice if the music stops. They won't really notice if I'm playing like a 6 to 8 minute version of a song. They also won't notice if I play the same song multiple times typically. It's just the facts. I'm there to be like music at a restaurant or music at an open house or like a dinner party. Like, people won't notice. So if you're going to play this again, here's what you do. And you're going to go back to the intro here. So you're going to play. And then this is a fun chord. This is an, oh my God. So this is a low E4 on the 4th fret, D string on the 4th fret, G string on the 5th fret, B string on the 5th fret. So then you do a little walk down. These Christmas songs love walk downs. I did that in Christmas Time Is Here also. So and then we have an F sharp 7th. So you're going to bar across the whole thing. Let me do that, angle that better so you can see. So it is a bar, and then I'm taking my ring finger and I'm putting it on the G string 3rd fret. And then I'm taking my pinky, little triplet, and I'm walking up the 3, 5. So I'm accenting that B string because that's my melody line. The melody should pretty much always be on the highest string, though it isn't always, as we talked before. For some of the chords, it was on the B string when there wasn't a note played on the high E. That's the B7. So you're going to go back to that B7 chord. And this is an E7. So that is basically you're just playing the low E, the D, open, and then you're playing the G string with the, the G string on the 1st fret. So and that is the A6 chord that we kind of dealt with earlier. So that would be open A, 4th fret D, 2nd fret G. And then you just play the whole thing again. But if you want to end it at you go to that part again because it was the because it's starting on the B7 is where you do the turnaround. If you want to end it there, you still go to the B7 You still go to an E7, but it's a different E7 because you're going up. So that E7 is kind of like that, you know, if you're playing an open chord, cowboy chord, you play that D7 there. You're playing the E7 up there. So you're barring across the 2nd fret from the D string to the high E, and then you're playing the 4th fret on the G string, the 3rd fret on the B string, and the high E string, you're playing the 4th fret. And then you're going to an A6 chord, just like this chord, but up again. Oh, I have trouble with that one, I'm going to be honest. Oh, it's because it's up here. So, I like to do a little bit of a flourish there if I can ever get it. But it's, you're barring across the 4th fret, again from the D string to the high E. You have barred, you're pressing on the 5th fret of the high E and the B string. And then you have the 6th fret of the G string. And then that flourish I play is just the 7th fret. 7, 7, 5. 7, 5 on the high E. So 7, 5 on the E. And then it's 5 on the B. And then it's 4 on the G. And then it's 6 on the G. 4 on the G again. 6 on the D. And then chord. Or something like that, I don't know. So, yeah, that's Baby It's Cold Outside on the guitar. It's not the easiest song in the world, but it will impress at parties. And if anyone ever gives you any, you know, gruff about it, just say in the context, she actually wants to stay and party with him, but she's worried about what other people will think. It's a song against, you know, being in other people's business. Well, yeah, I hoped you enjoyed that tutorial of Baby It's Cold Outside. Please like, comment, subscribe. Maybe I'll do some more of these. Thank you to Fender for sending me this very festive shirt. Well, thanks for watching and thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.